Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's Straight Out of Boston here, and today I'm back for episode number 19 of my New York Mets Dynasty series here on Out of the Park Baseball 19. And today we're back with the Season 3 playoffs, starting off with the Division Series, where we're going to be taking on the Chicago Cubs. We finished off this season with 106 wins, finishing 106 and 56, besting the Dodgers for the best record in the NL by 3 games, and we won the division by a whopping 27 games. The Braves certainly taking a step back this year. And the Cubs, a team that we played in the playoffs the last 2 years, we lost in the championship series in year number 1 to them, and we defeated them in the championship series last year. And they were a wild card team this year, third in runs scored, but eighth in runs against. So their pitching taking a step back. Of course, they have some veterans. They are all veterans on their rotation with Wainwright, Lester, Darvish, and Hendricks. And their bullpen is also, a lot of older guys. Daniel Hudson, AJ Ramos, Luis Garcia is 33, Brad Week, 28, although he's not really, he's still young in terms of service time. Jason Vargas, Tyler Chatwood out of the pen. So they got a lot of older arms on their staff. Not too surprising to see them take a step back in terms of their pitching, but their bats, they still have good bats. Bryant, a 119 WRC plus, Russell 108, Rizzo 128, Victor Caratini, he had a pretty good year, 131 WRC plus, and Contreras, of course, it's pretty good. And Ian Happ is, or at least had their best season with a 963 OPS. He's a little bit banged up, but he's gonna be fine. That bruised foot. And for us, we finished, of course, with 106 wins. And we'll take a look at our guys. Second in runs scored, first in runs against. Of course, that pitching carrying us for the most part this year. 107 and 55 is our Pythagorean win-loss. And we are the reigning World Series champions. So we are looking to defend that title in the playoffs. We do have some injuries, though. Syndergaard went down once again, this time with a herniated disc, and you can see his injury proneness is now fragile. So he certainly has been banged up a lot. We need to get him healthy. He's been exceptional when he has been healthy, and he's certainly going to miss the entire division series. And maybe we get him back for the championship series if we make it that far. Kenley Jansen needing elbow reconstruction surgery, so he is done for the year and then some. He's at 20 million next year. So that is going to be a pretty hefty price to pay a guy that is going to be on the DL for the most part. And we also lost Conforto to a sprained ankle. He's down for 2 more weeks. Similar situation to Syndergaard, where maybe we get him back for the championship series, maybe not. And David Peterson also, he probably wasn't going to be on the playoff roster anyway, but he went down with bone chips in the elbow. So that is a couple significant losses for us. You can see what the lineup is looking like. We've got Josh Naylor and Dominic Smith on the roster on the bench as our bats, and Hampson really. We have Hampson and we have Ahmed Rosario playing left field. Of course, Rosario can move around. I could also play Shuang in left field and, maybe play. I mean, the thing is, Rosario can only play shortstop, and Jimenez is also really only a shortstop. I guess I could have played Jimenez at second base, but we'll keep Shuang at second base, and Rosario's developed into a fine left fielder. So maybe, I don't know if it's worth switching around, but Rosario's hit throughout the year. He had 476 plate appearances and produced offensively throughout. So definitely his best season. Um, and of course doing that while learning a new position. And Gurriel sticking in there at the DH. We've got options though for DH. Zollner really, he's probably not going to be moved off of first base anytime soon. He had a really phenomenal year in his first season. And of course we love his ratings. That's why we went out and got him. Dominic Smith, I mean, he's been relegated to the bench role kind of, but um, we are, we're happy to utilize him as a pretty nice option off the bench in a big pinch hit spot. And rotation-wise, we've done it without Syndergaard before. That's why we went out and got Jeff Samardzija, and just in case something like that happened. And Samardzija wasn't that great for us down the stretch. He had a couple good outings in his first couple starts, and then it tailed off. You can see in this little middle stretch, he gave up 12 earned runs over the course of 17 innings. So that really hurt his numbers. And then he had another bad start right here, actually. So came in and had a good relief appearance at least towards the end of the year. But anyway, we're down a couple arms. So yeah, we have all these guys. I mean, Dunn, I would really, if we were at full strength, I would be utilizing Dunn out of the bullpen. but we're gonna have to use him as a starter. We have Anderson and Triggs out of the pen. I guess that would be the other option is starting Triggs and using Dunn out of the pen anyway, just if you feel that he's more of a weapon out of the pen. But we have a lot of good relief options. Even without Kelly Jansen, we still have Britton, Miller, Callahan, Sean Doolittle, and Wade Davis was a really good pickup. He threw 34 innings to a 2.12 ERA and very good peripherals. Look at the strikeout to walk and only one home run in 34 innings. So he was really, really good for us after we traded for him. That was a nothing trade. We got him for JT Realmuto, who we were gonna probably get rid of anyway. So that was a great trade actually, um, that we ended up making. And we're gonna need Davis. We have Ta, of course, who had a good second year, and Doolittle. Doolittle was pretty good for us after we got him. 3.38 ERA and 13 and a third innings, low whip. Of course, he is prone to give up the home run ball. That's his problem. So anyway, let's get to it. Game number one. Got the 5-game division series here, and I don't know about you guys, but I've been watching the Red Sox, of course, and a little bit of the NLCS as well, and it's been getting me hyped to play this. So the game one lineup, there's probably not going to be, I mean, other than maybe moving Gurriel around. I guess one thing we could do if we wanted to bench one of Jimenez or Rosario is we could play Gurriel at third and Rendon at second and Shuang at, well, can we play? We need one of them at shortstop. We could play Shuang at left. Uh, and either just play one of Rosario or Jimenez, but I think we'll keep I mean, I want to move these guys around, but I think we'll keep the structure of the lineup mostly the same. I think maybe we'll use Zollner as a leadoff. All right, so this is the lineup we're going to go with for game one. Zollner, Betts, Harper, Gurriel, Shuang, Rendon in the 6th hole. He was pretty good in the second half. Let's look at his splits. I want to see exactly what he did in second half. Well, we can at least see what he did month by month. Struggled in August, but look at the September. Monster September, and he was really good in the middle of the year too, May through July. So he had a bad April, got off to a bad start, but he was consistently solid after that, and he's a much better third baseman. Something to consider when I was thinking about that defensive alignment is Rendon is a much better third baseman than he is a second baseman. But this is the lineup we're going to go with. Zollner, Betts, Harper. Yeah, I already explained that. Jimenez, Rosario, and Rogers in the 7, 8, 9. So that's really where you look at if one of those guys, or if one of Jimenez or Rosario particularly struggles, we could look to get Naylor or Smith in those spots and sacrifice some defensive strength. But we've got DeGrom in game one. They're throwing Darvish in game one. I'm not sure who threw the wild card game for them, but they're going Darvish. Darvish has been, I think he was out of the rotation in the first time we played these guys in 2018. But here we go. We've got, well, we got to get someone on second base here. Harper up. He flies one to center. And that is going to be out number 2. Betts tags up and goes to third. Now Gurriel a chance. Full count, he goes down swinging, so Darvish gets a big strikeout there and works through a scoreless first. DeGrom, no issue there. We've got a runner on second with 2 outs for Ahmed Rosario. He's got a 3-1 count. Remember, Rosario's hit pretty well in the playoffs in these first 2 seasons, and he's got a big hit here in his first at-bat of the 2020 postseason. That's going to be an RBI base knock. Our first run of this postseason, and Rogers gets on. So first and second for Zollner. 1-2 count. He hits one to right field. This should be an easy play for, I'm guessing, Hayward out there. Yep, and he makes the play. So that is out number 3. To the top of the third we go. And that was a solo home run for Addison and Russell, getting the Cubs on the board. 1-1 game now. And Bryant is going to ground out to the shortstop Jimenez for out number 3. To the bottom of the third. Nothing going there for us, but DeGrom matches. Darvish there, and then Anthony Rendon, mentioned how he had been performing well, hits a home run off of Jason Vargas. That's a good matchup for him. And Jimenez facing a lefty. I'm going to leave him in. We've got the 2-1 lead. And it is DeGrom facing 6, 7, 8. Ooh, a 2-run homer for Javi Baez. Puts the Cubs up 3-2. As I was going to mention, DeGrom only 2 strikeouts to 2 walks entering that inning. And he gives up a pair. We were down by 1. We've got 9, 1, and 2 due up. And only carrying 2 catchers, that's going to make it tougher to pinch hit for Jake Rogers. I'm not going to want to do that until it's pretty late in the game, because going 4 or 5 innings with only 1 catcher, no catchers left on the bench is kind of risky. So we're going to leave Rogers in for now. He answered. Wow, he hits a solo home run. Unbelievable. Rogers, who hit 195. And just look at that slash line, only 5 homers, and I guess 5 homers and 150 at bats isn't actually absolutely terrible, but kind of a surprise home run there. Ties up the game. Now we've got 2-on, 2-out for Shuang. Dealing with AJ Ramos, former Met. And Shuang hits one into right field. That's a base hit. Hayward gets that quickly. We're sending the runner. And he is going to score an RBI base knock for Shuang. Brings home Harper. And the Mets go up 4-3. We answer right back with 2 runs of our own. And retake that 1-run lead after Rendon strikes out. So to the top of the 6th. And DeGrom is at 80 pitches. So we're going to think about bullpen options. And we've got plenty of middle relief options. We're probably going to be these 5 right here, really Callahan through Ta, are going to be the meat of what we try to use. And I think we're going to go Davis first. We've got top of the 6th. See if DeGrom can get through. Of course, we don't have the DH. We have the DH now, so that makes it a little bit easier to manage the bullpen in the postseason. DeGrom through 6. I guess we're going to take him out after 6 since we have Davis ready to go. And he gave us 6 innings, 3 runs. That is a quality start, but more than anything, he's got us the lead heading into the 7th. And let's see, Davis with an easy inning there, 21 pitches to the 8th. For the 8th inning, I know I'm going to want to close with Britton and probably use Miller as the setup man. And we signed both of these guys in the offseason thinking that this could really add a different element to our team. And we're going to see if it can play out in game number 1. Miller struck out the side there in the 8th. Got a 1-run lead right now, but we've got Shuang on second with Rendon up. And 1 out, and that ball gets away from Contreras. So that's going to give us a chance to get a run home here even without a hit. Rendon lines one to left. That's going to get down. That gets the 4th run of the day home for the Met, or the 5th run, excuse me. We take a 5-3 lead on the Rendon single. And another pitch getting away from Contreras. So Cub pitching getting wild here. It's Randy Rosario in the game. He came in relief of Brandon Kinsler. And that is strike 3. So we've got 2 down now for Ahmed Rosario. And Rosario flaring 1 to right. That is going to get down for another base hit. Rendon coming around. He will score. And it's 6-3. Mets adding some insurance in this inning. And that is a ripper to right field. Getting all the way to the wall. Is Rosario going to try and score? He is. The throw goes to second. And I guess he is safe at second. Jake Rogers with an RBI double. So the bottom of the order coming up big. I mentioned that at the beginning of the game. Were they going to be a black hole of sorts, or were they going to give us some production? And they've certainly done that in this game. I know we've got a 4-run lead, but we've already got Britton ready to go, so we might as well use him. With the 4-run lead, and runner on second with 1 out. Caratini's up. He flies 1 to right. That should be playable for Harper. 2 down. And Contreras hitting 1 into center. Oh, but Betts making a nice grab. He lunged for it and made the play. Looking good as a center fielder there. Of course, he plays right field in real life, and we're celebrating like we won the World Series after a Game 1 victory over the Chicago Cubs, 7-3. Good start to this postseason for us. And the bullpen, like I said, looking like a strength that game. Davis, Miller, and Britton with 3 scoreless innings, 7 strikeouts, 2 walks, and no hits. 1 hit, excuse me. 8 strikeouts, 2 walks, and no, 1 hit over those 3 innings. And DeGrom was solid. 4 hits. Did give up 3 earned and the 2 homers, but limited the damage for the most part. And we are ready to go to game 2 back at home once again. And we're going to go same lineup. One thing I can do with this lineup is go with defensive changes late. I could get Hampson in the game. At second base, may move Shuang to left, since Shuang is an above-average left fielder as opposed to Rosario, who's really just average. So that's an option. But Hampson is also really our pinch running option, as you can see right here. He's got very good speed. And I kept him. I used him on the postseason roster over Billy Hamilton, basically for the very reason that Hampson, I feel like, can actually get me a hit in a certain spot in a Gavin Cecchini kind of way with his decent contact ratings at the very least. whereas Hamilton really can't hit the ball at all. His hitting ratings, his offensive ratings are all 50 grade or below, so he's really not going to be a threat in any sense. And I know Plawecki had a good offensive year, but Rosario, he had a huge game one. Like, not Rosario, Rogers, excuse me. So I got to stick with him, but we got to do the lineup. I want to make it the same as it was with Betts in the 2-hole, then Harper, Gurriel. Keep Gurriel in the 4-hole over Rendon, but that is something to watch. And yeah, we'll do 7, 8, 9 like that. And we've got Samardzija on the mound in game 2 over Steven Matz. I probably should have thrown Matz, but it's not a big deal. We will see what Samardzija can do in his first playoff start for the Mets, and that is not good. That's going to be a 2-run shot for Kyle Schwarber. So not a good start for Samardzija, taking on his former team that traded him to the A's. And he gives up 2 runs in the first. We're trying to answer back, though. 2 on and 1 out for Gurriel, a full count. And Gurriel hits one to left center. This looks like it is going to be an out. Runner tagging a third as Almora makes the play. 1st and 3rd with 2 outs for Shuang. And he flies one to shallow right center. This is going to be caught by Jason Hayward. And that is number 3. To the second we go. 2-0 Cubs. Samardzija hopefully settling in. Got a leadoff double from Rendon. And a 2-1 count for Rosario. He hits one the other way into right field for a base hit. Rendon is we're going to hold him at 3rd with no outs. Don't think we need to send him here. Jimenez up. He is going to hit one to right. It's just shallow right. This is not going to get the run home. As Baez making the play. 1 down for Jake Rogers. And Rogers crushing one. Deep center and off the wall. I thought it was going to be gone for a sec. But it's going to be an RBI double for Jake Rogers. And it's 2nd and 3rd now with 1 out. A huge hit for Rogers. We kept him in the lineup for game 2. He had a great game 1. And now Zollner hitting one to deep center. That is going to also get down. Extra bases for Jack Zollner. 2 runs across for the Mets. And it's a 2-1 game, or it's a 3-2 game, excuse me. That ball caromed off the wall. According to the play-by-play, it didn't look like it on the animation, but Betts now. He crushes one deep center, and goodbye. A 2-run homer for Mookie Betts, and it's a 5-run inning for New York so far. We have teed off on game 2 starter John Lester. And wow, 5 runs across. We were down 2-0. Now we're up 5-2. That was awfully quick. Mookie Betts with the exclamation point 2-run homer, and we're not done yet with 2 outs. It's Gurriel ripping one into the corner. That's going to be a 2-out double. Another man into scoring position as our offense is looking mighty strong with the DH this year, this postseason. And it's Shuang up, flying one to right. This should be out number 3. Hayward, of course, very strong out there in right, and he makes the play. So that is out number 3, but we get 5 runs on 6 hits, and we got a 5-2 lead for Samardzija. Another clean inning for him. And we've got a 1-out triple by Rosario, giving Jimenez a shot against the lefty here. He puts it into play, but that's not going to get the run home. Out number 2. Rogers with another chance. And that ball gets away from the catcher Contreras. Another wild pitch. We've seen a lot of wild pitches in the real baseball playoffs this postseason. And we're seeing Contreras struggle with some in this series so far. New pitcher for the Cubs, it's Brad Week. He strikes out Jake Rogers to end the inning, but another run across for us. And Samardzija now is really locked in. He's gotten to the last 3 innings without allowing a man to reach 2nd. And we are looking for more here in the bottom of the 4th. I suppose I don't need to go batter by batter. Up by 4 in the 4th. To the 5th we go. Another clean inning for Samardzija. We've got 2 on with 2 out for none other than Jake Rogers, and it's Kinsler into the game for Chicago. And Rogers hitting one on the ground. That is going to be a relatively easy play for Russell. For the 3rd and final out, he tosses to 2nd. To the 6th. Samardzija's at 73 pitches. He's got 75 stamina. Hopefully he can keep going. And look at Samardzija go. He is really pitching well now. 6 strikeouts. Only the 2 hits. I wonder if those both came in that first inning. They must have, since those 2 runs came across. And we're going to let him keep going, I suppose. He's at 92 pitches. We'll let him start the next inning at least, the way he's cruising. It is Harper in with a man on second. He flares one to center. That is going to get down, and that's going to get another run home, make it 7-2. So with the other extra run across, definitely going to lengthen the leash on Samardzija a little bit. Certainly makes me feel more comfortable about sending him back out there for at least one or two batters. As Gurriel now getting a base hit, giving us another chance with Shuang at the dish. He is going to fly one to right. This is going to be easy play for out number 2. Hayward's got it. Now Rendon with a chance, but he's behind 0-2. And he goes down swinging. So strike 3, Randy Rosario getting out of the jam. Samardzija back out there, and I guess we'll get Top since we didn't get to use him yesterday. Be the first guy in. But Samardzija with another easy inning. And Samardzija, I'm not even sure he's allowed a base runner since that first inning. Still just the 2 runs, no walks, and 7 strikeouts. But he's at 102 pitches. I think that's going to be it for him. I don't want to push it too far. And of course, we're going to need him later in this postseason if we want to win it all once again. So we're going to play it a little bit conservative. Of course, we can do it with a 5-run lead. And we have a runner on second with 1 out now. It's Tyler Chatwood in the game, and it's Jake Rogers. Seems like we've had guys on the bottom of the order up a ton with guys in scoring position. And they've come through sometimes, at least more so yesterday. Rogers not with nearly the performance he had in game 1 so far here tonight. But we've got a 7-2 lead, so we can't complain. And Todd with an easy inning there. So let's get Callahan in. Keep these guys fresh. Well, not fresh, but also relatively... want to keep them warm. What am I even saying? I don't know. And there we go. We win in game number 2, 7-2. Callahan with a easy, well, I guess he gave up 2 hits, but he had the 2 strikeouts, 19 pitches, and the bullpen, 5 scoreless. For the bullpen so far, and the starters, just 4 runs in 13 innings combined between Samardzija and DeGrom. And the offense with 7 runs in game 2, 7 runs in game 1 as well. Betts had 4 hits today, and it's been pretty good games 1 and 2 for the Mets here. We've handled the Cubs so far, I would say, in New York. Now we got to go to Chicago, see if they play any better at Wrigley. But we've certainly had the advantage so far. We've been the better team, and we are the better team, so we're playing like it. That's good to see. We've got Steven Matz on the mound in game 3. Matz struggled a little bit more in the second half. Take a look at his pitching stats. We'll do his splits. And you can see the ERA month by month at least. It was pretty good through the first 10 starts and then tailed off really starting in June. Threw a lot in July, 37 innings in 6 starts compared to just 18 innings the month before. And then he got hurt in August for a little bit. Came back and was not that sharp in September, allowing a lot of home runs in the second half of the year. So we'll see how he does. He's performed, I guess he's been up and down in the postseason. And you can see that here, 6.11 ERA last year, but in 2018 he had 2 very good starts for us. So we'll see which Steven Matz shows up. But we've got insurance, of course. We have a pretty fresh bullpen if he is unable to perform. And of course we have not used Andrew Triggs or Cody Anderson yet. And I'm not really going to rely on those guys too much. Of course I want to rely heavily on the 5 guys that I've thrown so far. More than anyone else, but those 2 other options are good long relief options, especially Triggs. I would feel pretty comfortable bringing him in for Matz early in this game if I had to, but of course we got to do the lineup. I keep getting distracted, and I need to do this lineup. So here we go. Zollner, Betts, Harper, Rendon in the 5-hole. He's in the 6-hole, excuse me. Gurriel sticking with him. We've got Smith going up against the righty. I don't know. Smith in for Rosario, I guess. Rosario has 5 hits in the first 2 games, so I don't really want to bench him. He's a postseason performer. I will bench Jimenez, though. How about that? And we'll play. I don't really want to play Gurriel in left. I want to DH Gurriel. And I would rather. Excuse me. I want to play Gurriel at third base. I will DH Smith, play Rendon at second, and play Shuang in left. This sacrifices a little bit of defense because Shuang's a better second baseman than Shuang's a better second baseman than Rendon, and Rendon's a better third baseman than Gurriel. So that's 2 spots that we take a hit at. Left field's slightly improved, so I guess it's give and take, but anyway, this is going to be the lineup we want. I guess I want to keep Rosario. I just saw him in 8th. Look at Rosario and Rogers in the 8-9 hole. Just raking so far. But here we go. Matz and Hendricks in game 3. Potential closeout game for us. Would be nice to get the series over with quickly. Give our guys some rest and maybe get some guys back healthy. And we get a run there in the top of the first. So we're off to a 1-0 start, jumping on the Cubs early. And we've got Rosario on second base with Betts up and 2 outs. And Betts hitting one up the middle. It's going to be played by the second baseman. Throw to first in time. Good play by Baez. 4 out, number 3 to the to the bottom of the third we go. Matz dealing with a couple of guys on, and the leadoff man Contreras up, but he strikes out swinging. 2 down for the third baseman Brian. He hits one into right field for a base hit. That is going to get a run across. Harper's throw is not in time, and the game is tied. Now it's Baez, and you know Baez crushes lefties. He rakes one into left field. That is going to get another run across. May get 2-1 Cubs. So Matt's running into some trouble here in the third. It's Ian Happ. Happ hitting one to right. This is going to be playable for Harper, and that is out number 3. So Matt's getting out of the inning. Allows a couple runs across. Let's see how the Mets answer in the fourth. And we do not answer. So Matz is at 43 pitches. He's got a man at second with 2 outs for Almora. Almora flying one to center. Betts should be an easy play for him. And it is out number 3. We are through 4, 2-1 Chicago. To the 5th we go. We've got 7, 8, 9 due up. Dominic Smith leading things off, and we go down 1, 2, 3. Matt's back out there for the 5th. He has an easy inning. He's at 73 pitches. Top of the lineup up in the 6th, and we've got 2nd and 3rd, and no one out for Harper. He's got to get one of these runs home at least. Harper flying one to deep center field. This ball is back at the track, and it is going to be caught by Almora. Maybe the wind was blowing in, but that is going to advance both runners, including the tying run coming across the score. And now Gurriel's got a chance if he can put one in play. Looks like the infield playing on the grass. That ball over the shortstop's head into left field for a base hit. And that is going to get the run across, and the Mets take a 3-2 lead. We convert on the opportunity, getting a couple guys in the scoring position with no outs, and we push both of them across on the sac fly and RBA single. It's Shuang flying one to right. That's going to be caught by Hayward. 2 down for Anthony Rendon. And Rendon hitting one softly on the ground. Bryant bobbles it, and everyone's going to be safe. A tough play for Bryant. He's going to be charged with the error. Now it's Dominic Smith, who's 0 for 2 today. And Smith, he's cold. I'm not feeling very faithful in him. We're going to Josh Naylor. We're going to give Naylor a chance here with 2 on. His first chance in the postseason. He's going to have to deal with the lefty Rosario. This is a tough spot for him. He hits it hard into right field for a base hit. And we're sending Gurriel here with 2 outs. Oh, that was a bad call. What a throw by Hayward. Well, that's not Naylor's fault. Still, a nice play by Naylor. A nice job of him to come in, get a big hit there in a big spot. Fortunately, we couldn't score the runner. To the 6th we go. 3-2 is the score. And Matt's with another clean inning. The starting pitching is stepping up when we need it to. To the bottom of the 7th we go. It's still 3-2. We're going to get some guys warming up. And I probably want to just close out this game with Miller and Britton, even if they have to give us 4 outs each or something like that. Let's go batter by batter, though. Try to get these final 9 outs that we need. That's going to squeak into right field for a leadoff base hit for Victor Caratini. Now it's Almora. It's the bottom of the lineup. 2-0 was the count, but that's a double play ball, and they turn it 4-6-3. And now Matt's 1 out away from getting through the 7th. He's dealing with the lefty Hayward. This is a little flare in foul territory. That is going to be caught by Zollner. And Matz gets through the inning without issue. So he's through 7, 100 pitches evenly. And we're going to go to Miller for the 8th inning, no matter what the lead is. We've got a runner on second and 2 out for Shuang. And he's going to hit one sharply, but more or less right at Russell. And he makes the play for the 3rd and final out. So we head to the bottom of the 8th, still just up by 1. Miller in, dealing with the leadoff man, Contreras. And Contreras hitting one sharply into left. Second straight inning. The Cubs are going to get the leadoff man on. Now it is Chris Bryant. And Bryant's going to get hit by the pitch. So the first two men reach for the Cubs. We're going to get Zach Britton back up and hopefully warm quickly. It's Baez hitting one to left, but he missed that pitch. That's going to be out number one, and neither runner advancing. So same situation for Happ. With one out, and he hits it deep to right, and that ball is gone. A 3-run homer, and the Cubs are not done yet. Ian Happ with a 2-run home run off of Andrew Miller, and they take a 2-run lead. Miller staying in the ballgame for now, facing Russell. That is out number 2. Schwarber up, 3-0 count. He tanks ball 4, and Miller at 15 pitches. Give him one more batter. Caratini. That ball gets away from our catcher. Runner moving into scoring position, and I've seen enough. I'm taking out Andrew Miller, going to Zach Britton to try and get this last out, keep it a 2-run game. We've only got 3 outs left to try and tie it up. That's hit into center. That's going to get another run across. RBI double for the batter, Kyle Schwarber. Excuse me, Caratini. Schwarber was the runner who scored. And that pitch gets away. What are we doing here? That was a 1-2 count. Rogers can't stop that. He's supposed to be a good defensive catcher. And, ooh, nice. Oh, come on, man. Oh, this is just killer. Gurriel can't make the throw there. All right. Can we get out of it? Holy smokes. 7-3. And we got 2 on with 2 out for Zollner. He's facing Daniel Hudson. Zollner hits it to the second baseman, and that is Baez making the play. So the Cubs win Game 3. They stay alive. Some late runs there, 5 in the 8th. They had a 5-run inning of their own. And that big 3-run homer off of Andrew Miller by, I don't even remember, but that is going to send the series to Game 4. Cubs staying alive, as I said. So here we go, Game 4 at Chicago. We're going to be throwing Justin Dunn, and he's going to be opposed by the Grizzly veteran Adam Wainwright, who threw a finesse 58 strikeouts and 103 2/3 innings this year to the tune of a 4.43 ERA. So hopefully we get some runs off of him. Feel like we certainly should. And doing the same lineup, I guess I'm going to start Naylor. Well, let's go back to the lineup we were using with Jimenez and Rosario, actually. And Gurriel, keep Gurriel at DH. Rosario in left. And there we go. So game number 4. Justin Dunn on the mound. He has been clutch as a reliever. At least he was last year. In the postseason, now he's being asked to do it as a starter. We've got a chance to get a run here in the first. It's Harper with Betts on second, but he flies one to center. For out number 2, now Gurriel with a chance. He hits one well to deep center. That ball is... oh, it's gone! Over the wall, a 2-run homer for Yuli Gurriel. And the Mets take a 2-0 lead here in game number 4. We scored 1 in the top of the first in game 3. Now we've got 2. And it's Rosario with a chance for more. That's strike 3 called. He had 2 on, but 2 out. And we get to the bottom of the first now, but we've got a 2-run lead already. And Dunn getting through the first inning unscathed. It's Zollner with 2 on and no out. That is a nice play by the first baseman. He's going to get the out at 1. No out at second. Second and third with no out, and they're going to walk Betts on 4 pitches to bring up Harper with the bases juiced. Harper flying one to deep left. This one is going to stay in the yard, but it will be deep enough to get a run home. Make it 3-0 New York. Now Gurriel, who homered in his first at-bat, hits one sharply to the third baseman, Bryan, who makes the play. Quick throw to second in time. That's out number 3. The Mets get one more, make it a 3-0 game. To the bottom of the second, another easy inning for Dunn. And we've got another chance for more. Rosario up with Rendon on third. That is going to be past the third baseman into left field. An RBI base knock for Ahmed Rosario. He continues to come up clutch in the postseason. And we've got a 4-0 lead now into the bottom of the third. It is Addison Russell getting the Cubs started with a solo home run, but that is all. 4-1 is the lead. And more chances for the Mets. We've had plenty of them today. Gurriel this time flying one to left. It's going to be out number 2. Shuang up. He hits one to right. That is going to be caught by the right fielder Hayward, out number 3. And we head to the bottom of the 4th. Done, allowing the first couple guys to reach here. Maybe running into some trouble for the first time. And that ball is hit sharply into right field for a base hit. 1 run going to be across. Throw goes to second. And it is not in time, it looks like. So an RBI double for Victor Caratini. He continues to have a good series. 2 on and no out still. We're going to get Ta up in the bullpen. Maybe he can give us a couple innings here in a Chad Green sort of fashion. As it's Contreras, that's a big strikeout for Dunn. We'll see if Dunn can maybe get out of this. He's got Hayward. Hayward flaring one. That gets down. 1 run going to score. They're going to try and score 2. Oh my goodness, what was Harper doing? 2 runs come across. It's a 2-run single for Jason Hayward. Almora goes down on strikes. Now it's Baez with 2 outs. He hits one to shallow right. Harper on the run, making the play. But 3 runs across for the Cubs and the game is tied. Done with a rough inning there. And we answer Anthony Rendon with a solo home run to lead off the top of the 5th. Not messing around. And dealing with the top of the lineup, I probably want to get Dunn out of the game after that second time through the order was a little rough. So we got the 1-run lead. Ties in. Runner on second with 2 outs. Schwarber goes down swinging. Ta with his second K of the inning, and he gets through it scoreless. He is at 20 pitches. I'm just going to use all these guys for 1 inning if I have to. We'll go to Wade Davis next. To the top of the 6th. We get 2 more runs, a 2-run homer from Mookie Betts. That is some good insurance, and Harper goes back-to-back, make it 8-4. So now we've got a nice little cushion, and like I said, we're going to just try and go inning by inning, I guess, with these good relievers we've got. Runner on second with 2 outs for Almora, but Davis gets him swinging. And that gets us through the 6th. 9 more outs to go. And we'll use Doolittle, because we haven't used Doolittle yet. Go half inning. Still a 4-run lead. We'll go Doolittle with Callahan warming if we need to. And maybe spare Andrew Miller since he got used yesterday for a pretty good amount. Ian Happ with 2 on, and that is going to be a shot into right. Into the gap it goes, 1 run across, and it's an RBI double to make it 8-5, and there are 2 on with just 1 out. The tying run is going to be at the plate in the form of Kyle Schwarber. Doolittle, lefty on lefty matchup. We like him here, and he gets Schwarber swinging. Now Caratini, we are going to go to Jamie Callahan. Doolittle, probably best off using him against lefties, maybe in more spot situations. Wanted to see how he would do, though. Given a full inning, that is going to be out number 3. Good job by Callahan to come in and retire Caratini, who has killed us a little bit in this series, although not to a high extent. But here we go, 3-run lead to the bottom of the 8th. Callahan only 1 pitch that last inning, so he should be good to go. But we'll get, I think Britton should be good. Yeah, Britton is good. And I guess we could go Miller if we had to. I guess he's fully at 100% strength, but I'd rather avoid him if we can. Callahan giving up a 2-out homer to Almora. Let's see if he can get Baez. Baez flying 1 to left. This should be out number 3. That was hit pretty deep. But Rosario tracks it down. And we are into the top of the 9th, 3 outs away from advancing to the championship series for the 3rd straight year. We maintain the 8-6 lead, and Britton with an easy 9th, and we win game number 4, 8-6. And we are moving on to the NLCS. We're going to be taking on the Dodgers. They defeated the Cardinals in 4 games. It's going to be us against LA, and it's going to be Houston and New York on the AL. Oh, never mind. This is us. I guess one of those AL series is yet to be decided. It is New York and Cleveland. It could be New York and Houston, as the Astros took down the Angels, who it looks like were the wildcard team. But I'm curious to see if Cleveland defeats New York here. They've got a game 4 coming up. Nathan Eovaldi versus Michael Pineda. Eovaldi, he is a Yankee killer, we know. Ooh, but the Yankees with a 6-2 win. In Game 4, they force a Game 5. I'm really curious. I want to see who is going to pull it out. These are going to be some good matchups either way. Houston, New York, or Houston, Cleveland are both good series. And it is going to be the Indians pulling it off in Game 5. And we're going to be taking on the Dodgers. And we're going to have some injury decisions to make. Conforto and Syndergaard, could they be back? Will they be back? We'll find out in the next episode. I hope you guys are excited for it. But until then, thanks for watching. I hope you did enjoy. And those I'm out. Peace.